If your mind is your home, then boundaries are the gates that decide who gets to enter, how long they stay, and what they get to do inside. But the sad thing is, most of us were never taught we even have that gate. Especially in India, we grow up believing that being a good person means always being available, always saying yes, and never making others uncomfortable. We mistake exhaustion for loyalty. We mistake self sacrifice for love. It's high time we change that because knowing how to set healthy boundaries is the first step towards self love and self care. So, let's go deeper into what boundaries really are, why they matter, how to know when yours is being crossed, and how to build them back without guilt. Hi, I'm Gayatri Arvind, founder of Abasa Rehab and Wellness. We offer residential rehabilitation for people struggling with addiction, mental health disorders, eating disorders, and chronic conditions. Over the past 6 years, we have helped over thousands of people reclaim their lives through personalized care. Through this channel, we share practical wisdom to empower your mental health. So, what are boundaries really? Imagine you have a garden. You've planted your favorite flowers, fruits, herbs, basically everything you love and care for. Now, this garden brings you peace, but it also needs protection, right? So, what will you do? You will put up a fence and have a small gate, right? The whole idea of a fence and a gate is not to keep everyone out. You have to make sure that anyone who enters comes with your invitation, care, and respect. That's exactly what a boundary is. You have a personal space and you are choosing who gets to be a part of it. You're not isolating yourself or pushing people away. You are not creating walls. You're simply setting some basic rules. The fence is there to help you protect your time, energy, emotions, and physical space. It's you saying, this is okay with me, this is not okay with me, I can offer this much, but not more than that. Let me tell you something. Boundaries are not a new concept in your life. You've already experienced them unconsciously many times, especially when they are being crossed. For example, when your friend keeps calling even after you told them that you're resting and you feel irritated but still pick up. Or when your boss sends you a late night message and your mind panics, but you reply anyway. In those moments, your nervous system knows a boundary is being crossed. Most of us are already reacting to boundary violations. We just don't realize it. Now, why do boundaries matter so much? Because not having boundaries is one of the biggest reasons why people struggle with everything from emotional burnout to relationship drama to chronic self-doubt. See, when you don't have boundaries, you will still say yes when you mean to say no. You will feel resentful but pretend you're okay. You will stay in conversations, jobs, or relationships that drain you. Over time, your nervous system becomes hyperactive. Your emotional energy will leak everywhere. You will forget what peace feels like. But when you start building boundaries, even small ones, you'll feel safe inside your own skin. So, how do you build boundaries without guilt? There are a lot of ways and many different types of boundaries, but I will tell you three basic but important ways. 1. Start small. Choose one simple moment in your day where you usually say yes without thinking and give a pause there. For example, if someone calls while you are resting, say, hey, can I call you back in 20 minutes? I'm just taking a small break. Or if your workday ends at 6 p.m. but your colleague calls you at 7, instead of discussing it right away, you can just say like, let's pick this up tomorrow in the office. I'm offline now. By saying this, you're not being rude. You are saying no politely. 2. Use I statements. Let's say you're in a conversation with someone who keeps cutting you off. Every time you try to share your thoughts, they interrupt. Inside, you feel frustrated, maybe even disrespected. But instead of snapping back or shutting down, you pause. Now, instead of saying, you always interrupt me, which can sound like blame and put the other person on defensive mode, you switch to an I statement. You say something like, I'd like to finish my point first, then I'm happy to hear you out. Or when someone is pushing you to make a quick decision, you say, I need a bit of quiet time before I reply. I statements help you express your need without turning it into a fight. You're not making the other person wrong. You are standing up for yourself. Over time, this will become your habit. Number three, this is very important. Prepare to feel awkward because honestly, it will feel weird in the beginning. Your brain is so used to keeping others happy. So when you start choosing yourself, it may feel like you're doing something wrong and it will try to take you into the old habit. Remind yourself that the discomfort will fade away in a while. You will become more confident, kind, and a person who is respected. So, what happens when you start living with boundaries? You'll notice something powerful. Your relationship will grow. Some people may resist at first, especially those who are used to you having no boundaries. But slowly, the right ones will stay. And they learn to meet you where you are, not just where it is convenient for them. You'll also stop second guessing yourself all the time. You'll trust your no as much as your yes. And most importantly, you'll feel safer inside your own life because when you set boundaries, you're not just protecting your peace, you are honoring your worth. And that is the beginning of real self love.